We don't generally breathe too much. Right? That's not like a problem where people are like, oh man, I keep over breathing. Like there's not, there are certain things that people do that they just do the right amount of it without needing to worry about it.
Yeah.
Right? Right? Oh
Mhm.
man, I grew my hair too fast again. Whoops. Right?
Yeah.
But humans have a hard time with accumulating stuff. And there's a reason
Correct.
why. Do you know why?
Why?
Anybody?
Or what does accumulating mean?
To accumulate means to have more and more and more, to just like keep owning more things, or to keep increasing the amount of something, to accumulate.
Without really needing to.
Like my wife accumulates books on that back wall,
Mm.
Or a
right?
empty shelf accumulates dust over time.
Right? So here, let
Oh
me
yeah.
tell you, you can actually trace back human behaviors that we look at now and go, oh no, we should stop doing that. You can trace it back to how we live today in ways that are different than the past. Before 10,000 years ago, it was impossible for people to accumulate things. It was impossible. Couldn't do it. You could not do it.
How is it impossible?
Because before the agricultural revolution, we were just like all the other animals and we had to move around all the time.
That we're talking about hunters and gatherers.
Yeah.
We couldn't do it. Can you
Yeah.
imagine one monkey talking to another monkey? Monkey's like, hey, we gotta move. Monkey's like, we can't move. I got all this stuff. And it's just like all their favorite sticks and all their favorite rocks and all their favorite little bones and things they were finding. And they're just sitting around just being like, this is my stuff, bro. We can't leave. Monkey. Right? They don't do that because they're always moving around.
If I was a monkey, I'd just be like, my stuff.
Well, you didn't have a concept of stuff because you never stayed anywhere long enough to accumulate stuff, right? So here's what happened, and it was a really weird thing. These humans, they start to stay in the same place because they start to realize, hey, I just got all these goats. They follow me around. They don't realize every now and then I take one and like kill them and eat them, right? And so,
Yeah.
my food just is right here. I don't have to leave. Same thing with, wheat and barley and rice and all that. So it's just like your
Harder to take
food's
crops.
growing. So you don't have to leave in, right? Exactly. You don't want to leave. This is your spot. You know how to farm it, right? It takes a while to get the land ready to farm too. Keep finding all those rocks in the ground. So it's like you finally got a little space that isn't full of a bunch of rocks, right?
Yeah.
But every single time that you find something, use something, whatever, it's going to end up being lying around near your house. See? Even things that you may not want lying around your house, like old bones and stuff that you were eating off of animals, would be next to your house if you didn't get rid of it. So you had to like take the bones and throw them near your house, which is why we started to domesticate doggies. They used to be wolves. And then we were like taking the bones and extra pieces of food that we didn't want near our house, like the stuff we didn't want anymore. We'd like try to like move it away from the house because things started just accumulating around wherever we lived. And these wolves would come up and just like start eating our scraps and things. That was like the beginning of domestication of dogs, like 20,000 years ago. So my point is that we today have a brain that for millions of years, like everything else, never had an opportunity to accumulate things. It simply never came up. You always had to move, so you had to let things go. And then only in the past 10,000 years, which is like nothing in human history, all of like evolution, only in the past 10,000 years have we had to wrestle with the idea of like, hey, I'm accumulating all this random stuff. I need to get rid of it or not. So our brains just simply didn't evolve to naturally have a mechanism for not accumulating things, which is why we don't have to worry about overbreathing, but we do have to worry about overeating or over accumulation of random things we collect. So that's why. Is that helpful to know why?
Yes.
Same thing with foods. It's like, well, why? What's wrong with? It's like these foods taste good. I want to eat more of those foods.
Like our playroom, especially.
Doesn't stuff that kept like staying in the bag? I don't think we have to play with that.
Yeah, I just get rid of it.
It's weird. Another weird thing about minimalism that's so hard is because our brains evolved in one particular way, where we had a mechanism where we had to get rid of things. There was no pack animals even. You had to carry whatever you're going to carry on your back, right? So when we looked at objects, our brains think of all the ways we might use it in the future. Notice this next time you try to go around throwing things away, that's what you do. You don't look at this and go, would this help me to live a better life if I don't have this around? That's not what you're going to think. You're going to think, oh, well, I might need that for this. I might need that for this and that and the other. And so it's like you're just
Or no, I was gonna make this with this.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, but I had that idea for this thing to do. And it was like, so that's what your brain's doing.
Yeah, that's what I do most of the time. Whenever I have like scraps of stuff, I'm like, but I'm gonna use that paper to draw flour.
Exactly. It's not just you. Before our house burned down, I had this tool room with all these things. And every time I go down there and try to throw something away, I'll be like, but I was gonna do this with that thing. And then the house burned down and we lost everything. And I was like, guess I don't need to think about doing that stuff anymore. And like our brains were just like relieved of a lot. It was really, really weird. Like, and it was horrible. We were also like in shock and, like couldn't sleep and, like having, it was horrible. But at the same time, it was also like, whew. That's why our house still just like has nothing in it. It's like.
It's blank.
We're just going to keep having a blank house, clean mind,